Good morning, folks. Meteorologist Alex Herbst here. We have some active weather right now across the Magnolia State, so let's go straight to the radar. We've got rain and some thunderstorms stretched all the way from the northern parts of the state all the way back down into Louisiana. So let's take a zoom in here on northeast Mississippi, where we're seeing some of the heaviest rain right now. We saw some thunderstorms roll through earlier just to the south over parts of Jackson, but now the main part of the line is pushing through Tupelo, back down towards Starkville, and all the way back towards the capital in Jackson. As we zoom in now towards the Starkville area, the Golden Triangle region of Mississippi, that's where we're seeing some of the heavier rain right now. We see these areas of red and yellow that have swept their way into the Starkville area at around the 8 o'clock hour. But as we move to the east a little bit, we're going to head over towards Columbus, where the rain has not really started yet. We're seeing, well, it's been mostly dry here for the last couple of hours, but that rain is going to start in earnest here probably in the next half hour or so. So definitely have that umbrella when you're heading out the door this morning. If you're taking the kids to school, if you're heading out to work in Columbus, make sure that you are ready, because that rain is coming and it's going to continue until around the noon hour. As we head up to the north in Tupelo, back up towards Fulton and Pontotoc, we're seeing that rain really continue to come down right now, but we're also going to see that rain exit the picture probably in the 10 to 11 o'clock hour, slowly from the west to the east here over the course of the morning. By this afternoon, skies will be clearing out and things will be much clearer across the area. As we look at our predictor, we see here's that rain right around the 8 o'clock hour. We see it stretch from Coffeyville back on down towards Jackson. And as we move ahead by 1 hour, closer to 9 o'clock now, the heaviest of the rain will be stretching from New Albany back down towards Ackerman. And we're going to continue to see that line push its way through this model, maybe a little bit slow with picking up where some of that rain is going to be here in the latter parts of our forecast. As we see it at around 10 o'clock already, well, we've already seen some of the heavier rain here across West Point and Starkville, but we could still see some more of those heavier showers and storms as we go through the latter parts of our morning. By 11 o'clock, starting to exit the picture for most of northeast Mississippi, still raining pretty heavily over Aberdeen and Columbus. But then by around noon, we're seeing it finally exit the picture and head over towards our friends in Alabama. Vernon, you'll be getting some pretty decent rain, but also still some heavy rain possible in Columbus right around the lunchtime hour. Fortunately then, showers will be clearing out by the afternoon and cooler conditions will be taking its place. We see really clear skies as we head into your Monday night, but those cool conditions will be the story as those temperatures will be dropping from the 60s down into the 50s as we go into this evening, and even colder as we get into the overnight hours. We see by around 6 o'clock, right around dinner time, it's 50 degrees in Starkville, 52 in Jackson, and further back to our west, even colder, only 37 degrees in Little Rock, Arkansas. So definitely that colder air, that more winter-like air is going to sink back in. That break that we got this weekend, well, it's about over, folks, unfortunately. We're going to see those temperatures continue to fall overnight. 40 degrees in Starkville, 50 degrees in Montgomery at around 11 o'clock. But then by Tuesday morning, we see that line right here, this line that's now pushing across Georgia and South Carolina. That's your cold front, and that's really going to bring that colder air back into the picture for the rest of this week. We see a low of around freezing in Starkville and back up towards Memphis for your Tuesday morning. So it's definitely going to be a bit of a chillier start to your Tuesday compared to what we've seen here for your Monday, but also it's not going to be that cold compared to what we saw last week, fortunately. So for today, a high of 67 degrees. Those stormy skies will continue until right around the noon hour for most of us here across northeast Mississippi, but then cooling conditions behind it and also some clearer skies, and those clearer skies will continue for this evening with a low of around 39 degrees. Some clouds early and then mostly clear late for most of us here across the Golden Triangle region. And for the 7-day forecast, well, the cooler air will be moving its way in, but fortunately, it's not as cold as it was last week when we saw those temperatures only get to the teens and 20s. This week, we're talking about 50s and maybe close to 60 on Saturday when we see our next rain chance.